Hi, I'm Crystal Tremack. First and foremost, congratulations on investing in yourself. I empower women and veterans to move in their health and wellness, careers, and personal finances. I'm here to talk to you today about how to improve your health and wellness with whatever time you have. But before I go deeper into that topic, I'm going to share a little bit about what brought me in front of you today. I want you to also know that life and its challenges interrupt us all. And for those of you that have not been interrupted by life challenges, as the saying goes, keep living and life will happen to you. The important thing to take away from it is whether we will decide to stay there and no longer go after our goals and heart's desires, or if we will come back stronger. I hope that you, like myself, would choose the latter and come back stronger. Now, I have a deep spiritual relationship, second only to none, with my relationship with physical fitness and activity. How I developed such a strong connection was I had a friend who asked me to go out for the basketball team when I was in high school. Now, this may come as a surprise. At 5'3¾", basketball was not at the top of the list of things that I was thinking about doing. I had limited knowledge about it. However, I'm up for a challenge, so I decided that I would go out for the team with her. Now, she's much taller than myself, so she made the team within the first cut. I probably made the third or fourth cut, but the most important part is that I made the team. While out there, I began to pick up attention from other teams throughout the school in other sports. I was fast on the court and agile, and so that was something that was attractive to the other coaches. The high school track and field coach actually came up to me and asked me if I was going to try out for track and field. He remembered me from my field days in elementary school because he was my PE teacher. I had no desire to go out for the track team, had never thought about it, running in an organized environment or setting. I remember running with my friends growing up, but that's about it. I decided that I would go out for the team and work on improving my physical fitness in preparation for the basketball season to come and fill my time until that happened. Spoiler alert, I never returned to basketball. I went out for track and field and decided that I absolutely loved the feeling that I received when I was winning and competing. I also loved going after the goals and pushing myself further than I believed I could. While I was there as a freshman, I earned my varsity letter. Many, if at all, don't earn their varsity letter or have the opportunity to until they're in their 11th or 12th grade year. Not only did I earn my varsity letter, my grades began to turn around because I knew that I needed to maintain a certain GPA in order to compete and remain on the team. It also started to gain interest from the NCAA collegiate teams for me to become a full scholarship track and field athlete and competitor. I accepted with a Division II powerhouse in Raleigh, North Carolina, St. Augustine's College. When I went there, I faced my challenges with being in a new environment. However, track and field was something that remained consistent. I had teammates that were performing at excellent heights in the classroom, and we had one of the top grade point averages across the conference. I did not want to be the one to hold our team back, so I quickly turned my grades around, improving my grades so much that I accomplished the Dean's List, which is phenomenal considering I most likely have never made the honor roll or maybe been close to it here and there throughout my high school or middle school, elementary school time. In any event, one of the perks that comes along with making the Dean's List is that you get to move into the honors dorm, which is typically better accommodations with more space. I didn't want to be embarrassed and have to move out of the honors dorm by my grades dropping, so I made sure to stay focused on my grades and keep myself in good status to remain in the honors dorm from my sophomore year through graduation as a senior. What track and field did for me was taught me what I needed to be disciplined, persistent, resilient, committed, set goals, and competitive. It also allowed me to leave college essentially debt-free, which is a great way to start off life. One of the things I did not have was work experience because track and field consumed a significant amount of time with the practices and competitions. I moved back to my parents' house and I make the joke they are neighbors. I had a very loving family. My father had a company a plumbing company, and my mother had a home daycare business. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. However, we're all chasing after, or many of us are taught to chase after, just by looking in the society, those what we believe to be secure, top earning six-figure corporate type positions. I didn't have any experience, which made it a challenge getting in the door, although I had a degree. So I decided that the fastest way out of my parents' house would be the military. It would allow me to have a place to stay, put money in my pocket, pay for graduate school, graduate level education should I decide to continue there, and also give me work experience. Insert the Army. I went into the Army and I was considered fast tracking is what it's called. I made the rank of Staff Sergeant E6 in the first 4.5 years of service. During that time, you'll see a little bit of my ingenuity. I decided to recruit myself to become a commissioned officer in the Medical Service Corps. I later became a Medical Service Corps commissioned officer and retired disabled veteran. From there, I went into the federal government and accomplished the higher level senior positions. Not bad for a first generation college student figuring out this space. However, I found that it's been the coaches and mentors along the way, on top of my internal desire and drive to push myself beyond the limits. As I set goals and accomplish them, new goals arrive. The most important thing is I've had the health and wellness to allow me to navigate those spaces successfully. We often say we don't have the time to work out. I'll get back to that. Most recently on this journey as a federal employee, during my son's senior year of high school, I found out I was pregnant. I had a surprise pregnancy. Now, you may not realize I'm over the age of 40, and sometimes many don't have that experience or opportunity to have that blessing occur in their lives. So we also believe that we just need to get past the first trimester and we've made it. Unfortunately, that was not to be the case with my second son. I made it well into the second trimester. However, over President's Day weekend, he decided to make an entrance into the world early. I was in excruciating pain. My husband rushed me to the hospital, and I had the hopes to hear, okay, everything is fine with the basic checkup, and that they would send us on our way to do our follow-up appointment for an ultrasound that we had scheduled that upcoming Wednesday. Unfortunately, again, that was not to be the case. After going to get a sample to provide to the medical attendees, as I was standing there, my water broke. They rushed me in, and I heard, "We're moving you to delivery." Now, that was a scary feeling that I could not believe I was hearing. Delivery. How could I be going into delivery at this time? They made me aware that unfortunately there were challenges with my son, but I would need to deliver. I went through that challenge that left me with, or returned, depression challenges that I had faced from previous relationship issues early in my military career and challenges with the military environment. That left me with the postpartum weight that we all experience. For me, unfortunately, I did not have the proof of my son to show why I had the significant weight gain. But I was left to get that weight off. I was left with thigh rub. I had never experienced this in my life. That is a very uncomfortable feeling that causes a great deal of discomfort and pain, and also just not overall feeling good about that area. I experienced the belly jiggle. I experienced back fat, and also the other things that come naturally along with having been in the position to prepare for the arrival of our new baby. It took me some time to get myself together, and although that was my very real reality, I still tried to move something as much as possible. My body didn't respond the same way as it did before, because what I didn't tell you is that I was a top level USA track and field masters level athlete at the time, on my way to chasing the top 6 status at the world championship that year. This was a setback. I realized that I could not stay there. I needed to be here for myself and for others. And this wasn't the first challenge that I would overcome, nor the last. What did I do? Get up and dust myself off and get back to incorporating physical activity in my life. That meant modifications. Modifications is one of the big things that I would talk to you about. With modifications, you modify what you know. That means if you're having problems doing push-ups, perhaps use the strength bands to do exercises that will work those same muscles. You use local items in your household that will allow you to work those same muscles. You use dumbbells that will allow you to work those muscles. There are various ways to get around it. In modifying what you know, another thing is you make adjustments to recipes you already know. That is how I've come to know one of my favorite dishes that I use whenever I'm on a fast, where I'm staying away from animal products whatsoever. Instead of making curry chicken or shrimp, I started to make curry chickpeas, and they have actually become a hit. You don't need to worry about getting wrapped around the axis on setting up a meal plan if that's something you don't want to do or have the time to do. You can absolutely modify what you know. Instead of using beef or pork and you're making an item, you can use leaner meats like chicken or turkey, or you can skip the meats altogether. There are so many ways for you to modify the recipes you know. Changing out the oils, changing out the seasonings, or changing out the other overall ingredients. What I want you to understand is that you can do physical fitness anywhere. You don't have to worry about the structure of a health club or gym to get it done. I stand at my desk with strength bands and do exercises to improve my hip flexor strength and mobility, as well as my calves and various areas of my upper and lower body. You can also do the same thing. I know. You say you don't have the time, and I understand that. We are all busy. We're being mothers, siblings, caretakers, full-time employees in our own businesses, as well as maybe as a W-2 employee. We're spouses, we're friends, we do other things in our community. I understand that. What you need to understand is without health, you can't get any of those things done. If your health is poor, you will eventually not be able to show up when someone else needs you. And most importantly, you need you. Your future self needs you. It's about your quality of life. It starts now. We've accepted in our society that everything is a part of the natural aging process. I can tell you that I've defied the odds and I'm going to continue to defy the odds. And I'm looking forward to you joining me doing it as well. I've had my doctors come to me with surprises about my labs and asking what I'm doing because they've never seen labs as clean as mine. I'm modifying what I know and I'm moving something. I move typically every day. What I'm asking for you is just to add additional days of activity and make modifications in your diet, your nutrition. We all make time for what's important to us. You have the time. Make the time. When you're warming up something in the microwave, that is an absolute perfect time for you to do some of those exercises with your body weight. When you're watching commercials during your favorite show, that's the absolute perfect time for you to move something during that time frame, whether you're stretching or what have you, because mobility and flexibility are also just as important. Those are the things that allow us to get around independently for as long as we possibly can. Why many have issues with being independent is because they have problems with their mobility, which is caused by the decrease in muscle mass as we continue to age and not put in any type of concentration on working on those areas of our lives. We have to do the work. We're going to be here, and we want to make sure that we have the best quality of life that we possibly can. So my tip number one is move something, which means you can do that anywhere. And I've given you a few examples. My tip number two is modify what you know. My tip number three, which I haven't gone over yet, is get dressed every day. You will notice that if you're wearing sweatpants and stretch pants, you won't see the increase to your waistline as quickly as you will if you're wearing something with a zipper and a button. I found that out the hard way. After drinking some of my favorite drinks, or our favorite drinks as a nation, how it started to expand my waistline on top of eating other foods that did not complement that well. I quickly made the adjustment and started to get dressed every day and realized that was a tip that was helpful to me and you, and so I'm sharing it with you. So those are your three tips. I also don't want to miss out on telling you to include more water in your day. Let's start with at least half your body weight in ounces per day as your target goal. When you start to include more physical fitness and activity in your day, I also want you to increase that water to match appropriately the amount of effort that you're putting out. The water will help our body and systems function properly, to include the lubrications that we need for our joints and the hinge areas in our bodies to move and function appropriately. You're important. What is it that you want to be able to do long term? If you want to try something new that you've never tried as far as your physical fitness and activity, do it. If you're not sure about it, do some research, look it up on the internet, and check out your local classes that you can attend for free and see what your new passion will be. What I'm guaranteed is that once you start incorporating more physical fitness in your day and making these modifications, you will start to see your body respond differently. Your skin will look better, you will be more energized, and your clothes will fit better. And what will happen is you'll include more activity in your day. Most of us are not meeting the daily recommendation of 3 to 5 days a week at 20 to 30 minutes of exercise at various moderate to higher intensity levels. I'm asking you for whatever you have during the day, because I know that you will add to it eventually. As I begin to set goals and move myself forward, the goals either stretch out further or they expand. And I know the same thing will happen with you. You've made a huge step in investing in yourself and by getting educated on the different things that are out there. And we're working on coming back stronger. Before I let you go, I want you to know that I have a free gift for you. Everybody likes free. So it's free. So with that, I am offering you the opportunity to send me your email address and phone number on my website in the contact down in the bottom of the screen, www.crystalshespeaks.com, to receive your free gift. The other way you can contact me is at fit_aka_1908 on IG. The same information of your email address and phone number will give you the opportunity to receive your free gift. Thank you so much today for allowing me the opportunity to spend some time with you and empower you to move something, make modifications, and improve your health and wellness with whatever time you have. You are valuable and worth it. You need to take care of you. It is an absolute must to get out there and get going. Enjoy your day. Thank you.